Toledo Mayor Wade Kapszukiewicz was joined by Police Chief George Kral to discuss police reform on a local level. The mayor says officers are doing a great job interacting with the community in which they serve. He says he's focused on a brighter future for all Toledo residents as the relationship between community and police strengthens.
They're doing as excellent a job as possible interacting with the public they serve. We also need to use this moment to make sure that we are also investing in programs that address the root causes of some of the frustration, I think, that exists in this country. To build the trust and accountability we want, we know that we have to allow the public to feel comfortable that we have given the events of that day the review and respect, or the review that is needed as a means of respect to the public that was there that day, many of whom are still upset by what they saw.
It was announced that 2 hours worth of police radio chatter from the May 30th protests would be released to the public to establish transparency.
We are going to release the police audio, the radio channel chatter that took place that day. But when you take all of the events that took place in and around here on May 30th, you really have 2 hours and 40 minutes of compressed conversation. We want to make sure that that is available for public scrutiny. It is surprising to me that there are still some folks who I think are unaware that the events of that day are being reviewed. I don't know if they did not know that, or maybe in the cloud of all the information of that's what's happening around the country, that maybe got lost in the shuffle somehow. But there is an internal affairs review that is underway and has been ever since the first part of June.
The mayor says that hours of video is being combed for possible errors that officers may have made during these protests. This is a process with multiple phases.
Analyzing the actions that took place that day by our officers and seeking to ascertain whether mistakes were made or policies were violated. That process is underway. In fact, the first phase of that process has completed.
Kapszukiewicz understands that people are upset, and understandably. He wants residents to know that nothing will remain untouched during this investigation.
I know this is an emotional time for a lot of people. It's a time of great passion and frustration, I think, on all sides of this debate. And so there are some people who are desperate for the investigation to be concluded, and I get it.
The official investigation would normally take 100 days. The mayor told reporters that it took the city 18 days.
Could take, by union contract and state law, as much as 100 days. Could take 100 days. We finished that first wave of the process last week, and we did it in 18 days.
People tend to rush official investigations that may seem unnecessary. The mayor guaranteed that the process would be thorough.
There are laws that have to be followed, contracts that have to be honored. We're now moving on to phase 2, and there are a number of other steps in this process, all of which we believe will be concluded in July. We have to do what is fair and responsible, and that is what we are doing. When it is over in July, that is when we will be able to release the body cams and dash cams and other items like that I know are of continued interest to the public.
As of today, police officers are banned from wearing camouflage when handling riots or protests. The mayor says this is a way to establish trust.
At an event like the one we had on May 30th, you will not see them dressed in military camouflage, which does give the sense that they are in perhaps an occupying military force as opposed to a team of public servants looking to protect the public.
What people have to understand also is that police departments across this country are paramilitary organizations. They're military-like. We wear uniforms, we have a rank structure, simply because of the work that we do.
Monday, August 3rd is the day Internal Affairs will be moved out of the safety building, which houses the Toledo Police Department. It will now be located on the 19th floor of One Government Center, which the mayor says will be a more neutral place. The mayor also says that City Council has a plan of their own to reform the police.
City Council is working its way through a series of reforms pertaining to the Citizen Police Review Board, a number of ordinances that are already before Council, some others that were just introduced last Friday. We're taking steady but thoughtful steps on how to get this right.
Reporting in Toledo, I'm Jaden Jefferson.